business and its financing. Thank you.
Another key highlight that I would like us to briefly touch on, as the report highlighted, is that as of 30th June 2023, the mobile money transaction value significantly increased from 156 trillion in June 2022 to 191.3 trillion shillings in June 2023, with the number of registered mobile money customers stood at 42.9 million, reflecting an 11.4% increase from 38.5 million users in the last financial year. Mr. Muhumuza, we are seeing an increase, a surge of mobile money transactions. What should this mean in an economic sense? Does this even relate with human capital development? Do we anticipate that these transactions are actually remaining in the economy? Are people improving their livelihood just because of this, or are these transactions going outside? What should this mean?
I think the main thing is people are picking up the efficiencies and security features of mobile money. Because with mobile money, a number of people are now paying their taxes using mobile money. You are paying utilities, umeme, water, using taxes. But now I've also seen a rollout of these numbers so that now you can eat in a hotel, a restaurant, wherever it is, and you just pay by mobile money. You can get to a petrol station and pay by mobile money. So a number of more businesses and people are embracing the mobile money technology. So it might not necessarily be that the increase means there has been more value in terms of those transactions, but more people are adopting and shifting from where they were using paper money and using now mobile money. But people are embracing that kind of technology. It allows you to keep your money with you. You can pay your medical bills. We have seen school pay. It has really revolutionized the school. So now a lot of school fees is being paid through school pay, which is a mobile money linked system. And it is more safer for parents. We used to see that every time children are going back to school, they would wait for them in taxi parks and try to steal their money. So now even the children themselves sometimes will not pay the fees. But now the parent, from the comfort of their business, comfort of their home, they are able to pay the fees and it goes directly. So the technology is taking up and the evidence is very clear that the growth is high, and I expect that to continue growing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fred Muhumuza. That's the senior economist who just chipped in to give us an overview or analyze the key highlights of the Bank of Uganda annual report. We appreciate your expertise, and of course, thank you so much. Of course, this interview has ushered us into a break where we're going to return with what's new in company stroke corporate news, and stick with us.
Smart 24, driving business.
Ndeka wena mulamu. Otyo. Mbakemye rubona. Mubere muri kolati.
Ndide kulagirira ono ngeri jiba wayo kumbaga ya mwene ngakozesa momope.
Eisimu eriwa je buliko.
Tola yesimu wena nakobya ironi geisimu tobulira.
Eisimu yini.
Niga sita ndala mukaga 5 sita 3 otewe ashi onige yesi. Balese chawo.
Balese merchant code je balisaba. Mama kadi balati.
Kayo buzono wachi tamu nsanvu nsanvu mirundi 3.
Balisaba.
Tamu sente lewe.
Amount. Baleta mobile money.
Mobile money.
Balikunsa bapini.
Ebucha utampiniyo.
Iwa imwe basasula.
Aye baba embaga ya mwene mwekuoniza.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cash back every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#. It's the Premier League, all on DSTV. All the goals, clashes, and moments. All of Rashford, Salah, and Saka.
This start is getting better.
All in the language of your choice. All in HD. Available on all these bouquets to choose from. To watch on all these devices. Get DSTV with an HD decoder plus installation and 1 month family for 89,000 Ugandan shillings. It's the Premier League, all on DSTV.
Say goodbye to paperwork and travel costs. Now every MTN customer can register to invest in securities anytime and anywhere with Zabu in a few simple steps. Step 1. Dial *292#. Step 2. Select option 1. Register with Zabu. Step 3. Enter your full names. Step 4. Enter your national identification number. Step 5. Enter your national identification card number. In 24 hours, you will receive an SMS confirming your registration. Congratulations, you are now ready to invest.
Smart 24, driving business.
You're still watching Business Today, and if you just joined us, we have just concluded a mini conversation with Fred Muhumuza, senior economist, who just gave us, a brief of what was highlighted in the Bank of Uganda's annual report. I think we do have...
But I think picking from what Fred Muhumuza has just told us, about your statement, like that some of the Ugandans will be complaining, like women entrepreneurs, imagine carrying coins of 10,000 and stuff like that. I think we just have to adapt to the situation. If government is saying this is one way of reducing the cost of printing, cost or whatever, I think this is something we should just go adopt and go by that. You get? I think this is my thinking as a person, but I think it's a good move to take that. It's the one way of reducing costs, like BO is saying, and like the economist has just illustrated to us.
Of course, cutting costs is a very good initiative by government.
It's also part of the fiscal consolidation strategy.
It is very okay. But now they should be adopting digital. We should go digital. You find
this is happening because we're a cash economy.
Yeah, cash economy. If we are cashless, and you see, many countries are in Africa actually, they are adopting to this cashless system. We don't pay cash. You just go with your phone, just put with your card. And then put in the digits. I've seen it in restaurants, people. Even in Uganda now, it is happening. When you go
but take it then back to the villages where my mother, who doesn't know these online things,
money.
I'm telling you, they don't know how to use them.
They can put for her.
They will adopt. They will adopt.
But I think we need a cashless a system
economy
here.
Coming up.
Yeah, it will save a lot. It will save a lot because carrying those huge coins, really. Some countries don't even know that. Some people don't even know that they even ever used coins in their countries. Yes, they are there in museums. They don't carry coins. They don't carry coins. Why would people carry really coins?
So what's in company news?
In company news, we have URA. Then we also have, of course, like I said, we have something that is related to what we've just discussed here. Of course, the Bank of Uganda started implementing a framework for fintechs last year and started implementing the National Payment Systems Act, which provides for the regulation of small financial technology companies under the regulatory sandbox segments. But now we have a problem where these fintechs have I just call it intentionally, they have refused to apply for licenses. Some of the fintechs do not want to apply, and this is an accusation that is coming up from the Bank of Uganda, BOU, accusing fintechs and the cash transfer companies of not applying for licenses, and this is giving room for cyber criminals to take part. You get? So if you have all these fintechs in the country and are not regulated, simply because they are not applying for licenses, I don't know what they are dodging. But then this is so risky. Of course, we've had that. I did that story. Our producer is going to play it around for us.
Act, which provides for the regulation of small financial technology companies and the regulatory sandbox arrangement. This is aimed at ensuring that the payments or cash transfer payers are under a form of regulation to protect the public. The bank says that while fintechs have done a lot to boost financial inclusion and deepening, many have not taken safety and security as a matter of importance, focusing on only making money. BOU further notes that financial technology companies and fintechs have refused to apply for regulations intentionally, which is an offense, and this is giving room for cyber criminals to operate. Bedson Mumbere, Smart.
Them but that's what is trending at the moment. That's what we have in the company news. That's part of the stories that we have.
I like that
they don't want to apply for licenses.
Perhaps they have not engaged them enough to know the reason why, because I've actually engaged with some, and they say that the license, from the financial cost to the bureaucracies, the steps you need to follow, it is a hefty process. Do you know, people even celebrate to get that Bank of Uganda license. Recently, we were at a launch of iCenter when they got it, when they got that license to be licensed by Bank of Uganda. Of course, that gives you mileage for your customers to also be able to trust you and be able, because of course you know what has been happening with Ponzi schemes and scammers. But I think Bank of Uganda needs to harmonize the steps and the bureaucracies that are there. And I think the biggest part that we have listened to, from especially from the fintechs I've interacted with, is that the licenses are expensive.
I don't know what takes. I don't know what takes. I don't know the bureaucracy of getting that license. But
everything needs connections.
Just, you know. But there are those who are, there's some fintechs who are just dodging adamantly, like intentionally. They think they'll be taxed high, and maybe it could be the reason to that.
I don't think they hide intentionally. But Bank of Uganda itself is a watchdog to most of these financial institutions. Now, we wouldn't be having problems of these BLQs, these Capital Chicken, whatever, when Bank of Uganda, if Bank of Uganda stood on its ground, because it is part of these bodies that are mandated to protect Ugandans from check. If these companies want want to be insured, quickly do that. Insure them, check them to see if they are really authentic. So that,
but I think that also explains or connects with the fact that our corruption levels are celebrating increments every year. Yes. Reason, so don't say that they are not. They might have just escaped the process. Corruption is. I mean, we are one of the most corrupt.
But I think we should also work around the bureaucracy. The Bank of. We need to know what does it take for someone to secure.
I wish it was just bureaucracy. What I have gotten the feedback from most of those fintechs is that it's almost unaffordable.
It's not unaffordable.
It is expensive. They make it high. The license.
Now,
close to 20 million.
We're going to see.
Why would they make it so hard for people to?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
These are Ugandans.
We may talk here. Kumbe, the system is not that hard, but these fintech owners are just the one who's dodging.
Even the president knows the bureaucracy here in his government.
Okay.
But we need an expert to give us, an overview.
We'll get to Bank of Uganda to get more information from them. But now getting to another company news, the Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Honorable Matieka Saijens, appealed to the Uganda Revenue Authority, that is URA, to devise effective tax collection strategies to bolster the country's economy. And his primary aim is to reduce the nation's dependence on debt, a situation that has become increasingly humiliating to the country. So the Minister for Finance, that's Matieka Saijens, he wants URA to start collecting tax to a level that we can hit the country's GDP to 20%. He's saying if URA collects a lot of money, the country can be relieved from depending on debts. That's his aim. But before we get to analyze this story, of course, I had collected some few stories. Let's have a look at this one. Then after, I'll be right back and give our own insights on the same story. Thank you.
The Minister for Finance and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, has appealed to the Uganda Revenue Authority, URA, to devise effective tax collection strategies to boost the country's economy. His primary aim is to reduce the nation's dependence on debt, a situation that has become increasingly humiliating for both him and the nation. During his address at the launch of the authority's 5-year digital transformation strategy covering the period from 2023 to 2028, Kasaija emphasized the need to overhaul the current tax collection system. He expressed his growing awareness of having to seek loans and urged immediate collaboration with the tax authority to address this issue. Kasaija highlighted that he has an expressed leader and that he is no longer willing to bear the burden of seeking loans.
For the first time, our tax to GDP has reached 14%.
I am charging you with your staff, with our support too, that I want a tax GDP ratio of 20 within another 2-3 years. Me, I'm around. Even if I go away, I will leave this instruction to my predecessor. Why am I emphasizing this? Banage Nkoyo Okwewora. Those of you who understand this language, let me repeat. I am tired of borrowing. Especially today on the borrow, on the other side, as you know, they kick you around like a small ball. That humiliation. Commissioner General, your staff, please save me that humiliation.
John Musinguzi, the Uganda Revenue Authority Commissioner General, emphasized the importance of modernizing the authority's system to enhance efficiency in revenue collection. Musinguzi explained that they have digitalized all processes, starting from taxpayer registration with the aim of expanding the tax base across all sectors, adding that this will make filing returns more timely, payments easier, and ledger reporting more accurate to enhance transparency. He also mentioned that the authority has successfully transitioned from a Tier 4 to a Tier 3 data center, reducing the budgeted costs.
This with a clear mission of mobilizing revenue for national development in a transparent and efficient manner. And for us to be able to achieve this, Honorable Minister, we identified 5 key areas where we'll put our focus so that we will be able to do this mandate and we will be catalysts for the development of our country. The 5 areas that we earmarked are the following. One is what we are launching today, digitizing and automating all our processes to make them efficient and transparent. We have been on that journey, and today is the milestone that we are celebrating. But we also pledged ourselves to serve our country with integrity and professionalism. So we introduced 3.
The minister's statements came at a time when Uganda's public debt has surged to $20.99 billion in the financial year 2021-2022, up from $19.54 billion in 2020-2021, as reported by the Minister of Finance in June this year. Uganda's tax to GDP ratio remains stagnant at 13 to 14%, falling below the regional average. Kasaija tasked the Uganda Revenue Authority to increase the tax GDP ratio to 20% within the 3 years and personally committed to overseeing these endeavors. Pedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV.
Yes, Pedron Mumbere, I'm the one who did the story. It's okay. Now, that's the Minister of Uganda for Finance and Economic Development, of course, who tasked the Uganda Revenue Authority to increase the tax to GDP ratio to 20%. But at the moment, we are still stagnant around 13 to 14%. Yeah. That's the idea of the minister.
I just heard the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority say that for the first time we have hit the 14% tax GDP ratio, but 20% is so ambitious.
It's so huge.
My take, yes.
It's so huge, but no, we can. Of course, the Commissioner
I want you
General
to compare with the economy you are serving. You intend, unless you willingly want to remove Ugandans from the economy. Already, people are struggling with paying taxes. By the way, there is a problem.
We have a lot of people who are not in the register and they're here, they're not paying taxes, and their businesses are going on very well. So I want to think
if the businesses are going on very well, then we would like to empower URA to do that. But why are they making businesses hard for the people downtown to pay taxes? Rental tax, income tax.
There's so many.
That's one way of making money.
There are so many taxes.
There's VAT, that one they are also paid.
It's one way of making money.
Actually, the traders, even they
tax salary.
The traders down there in the markets, some taxes they pay, they don't understand. You get to them and they're like, we are paying this tax, we don't understand. KCCA comes, URA comes, and then after Gombolola district also comes.
But I would like to commend URA in that aspect. They've tried with the literacy.
Yeah, they
there's a lot of awareness that's supposed to be done.
They have,
but still you need to understand the kind of population you're serving. And for God's sake, the business community, 70% of it is the private sector, where the money is.
He's going to look at digitizing the whole process.
That should be your mandate as a revenue collector, as a tax body.
Understand.
To tap into that.
Actually, the rich who are supposed to pay taxes are not doing so.
That's what I was saying.
The right people to pay taxes are not doing so.
They're not doing
these taxes URA is collecting
they are not
is
doing
from these people with small businesses who can't even contribute.
So
if
thinking,
the right people were collecting taxes, these tax evasions, tax holidays that government is giving to these big companies who come in.
Moreover, foreign.
If we were collecting all that money, Uganda would be hey. Yes. It's good to of course to encourage.
I think there are certain things we need to weigh in. I just had person say moreover foreign. For us to grow the investment scope, we have to give, in their defense, we have to give these investors incentives to grow the investment portfolio. You already know, I think the biggest businesses we have in this country, aside from what we have in the oil and gas, where a lot of money is expected, because over 20 billion US dollars has been injected in by the investors. But we do have the Indian community that has. My God, the other day I was in downtown, I even saw an Indian downtown dealing in a cosmetic shop. Serious. We see them in appliances, technologies, they are everywhere. I'm not saying I have anything about Indians, but man.
But I think my suggestion, my take home is getting tax to GDP ratio to 20%. It's very easy. If we increase on the register, the people who are supposed to pay tax should be registered and should be tracked digitally.
Tax incentives also should be checked.
Okay,
fine. To what is awarded to what and what is the return.
I remember seeing some post somewhere suggesting that the rich should be taxed
more.
The rich should be taxed more. You find that it is the poor people who are paying these taxes. Actually, I commend business people out there, the small scale, the SME, the SMEs. These guys are contributing a lot to our GDP. They are paying taxes. But you find that these big companies, I won't mention names, they are evading taxes through tax invoices and whatever, through illicit financial flows. They are avoiding taxes. And we as a government, we are losing, as a country, we are losing a lot of money through that. We have so many companies here, foreign companies, they are evading taxes. Through illicit means, we don't follow up that. All that money would be we would would have developed our country.
URA is also trying, you know.
URA is doing its job. It is.
At least from what I know is that for every quarter they have already hit their targets.
Exactly.
And I think we must commend them for that.
Yeah, we commend URA.
And I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic that we're going to. Yes, I'm very optimistic. This time we're going to reach there. If those people are tracked, those who are supposed to pay tax are tracked and they're put in the register, I'm telling you, we're going to reach there in time.
Trust me, URA tries, but URA also, they have some people they fear. They're like, these are big people, we cannot touch them. They try. Me, I've seen them. They have names. No. I want to question names. So. No, let me tell you something. When the finance committee is interrogating whatever URA, when URA, of course, they present their annual reports and the Auditor General, they're like, gold is not taxed. Who owns gold here? Why isn't gold taxed here? They don't pay taxes.
Of course, there are some malpractices in the system which I think should be worked about. But we also discuss about this. The minister's comment, by the way, came at a time when Ughanda's public debt has surged to 20.99 billion. So if he comes out as like save the nation from borrowing, this
public
is what
debt 20 point what?
Yes, 20.99 billion in the financial year 2021-2022, up from 19.54 billion 2020-2022. This report was by the Minister of Finance in June this very year.
How does that resonate with what we have as a budget? 52 trillion, and then the public debt as 80%.
So that's what the minister is saying. Bane to calling you when you're tired of borrowing. This is the public debt. This is the current information now. These are the current statistics.
So a lot of it has been cleared. Yeah, but at least we have had an ambitious target of URA aiming to hit the 20% tax GDP ratio. We would like to commend them for that. And of course, we have come to the end of business today. If you didn't join us from the start, we kicked it off with the Uganda-Kenya wrangles, the maize. I think that's a story that we need to expound more on. I think it has surpassed just news. There's just politics now. Yeah. And of course, we analyzed Bank of Uganda's annual report that highlighted how much was spending on printing and issuance of course, as well as the money transactions, mobile money transactions that have surged. We came down to URA's launch of the digital platform, which also gave us a target of 20% tax GDP ratio, like Bedson has just inclined. And of course, we also had a story in regards to
of course, cash transfer firms.
Yes, the fintechs. And I promise we're going to be having a more detailed conversation in regards to that, especially for the analysis and expertise for people who have, brought in. But coming up next is Business Lelo by Brian Alvis Murera. And I think he's right on set, and Samuel Hanifa could just interact with him to just, usher us into the other bulletin.
Yeah, ela oli mulabi bulungi ali Smart 24 TV. Kusawa eno ya Business Lelo eyingiddewo ni Brian Alvins. Brian Alvins, ompulira bulungi?
Chicho olina ku ground.
Chicho olina ku ground leero abalabi baffe kye baba basuubira era basigale ku Smart 24 TV nga balaba amawulire.
Webale nnyo amunange Samula Hanifa. Tuyina emboozi nnyingi nnyo zetutegekese olunaku olwaleero eri abo bonna abaagazi b'emmere leero olunaku lwa kubanga ate tujjukira olunaku lwateekebwawo omwaka gwali 1979 lwe lunaku olw'emmere oba okujjukira emmere kikulu nnyo eri obulamu bw'omuntu. Tuyina emboozi eyo wamu n'endala nnyingi nnyo. Tugenda kuba ate tutegeeza eggwanga ebitundu ebyenjawulo bye bagenda okuba ate nga bisubirwamu enkuba naddala omwezi guno okutuuka omwezi ogw'E12. Tuyina disitulikiti ez'enjawulo ze tugenda okuba ate nga twogerako ze batasaana kusuba. Wano wenyimiridde era nga boolaba obudde bunnyogovumuko obutonotono. Ajaamu ye yakutte ddera buli muntu afuluma kati ekibuga kiyinza omutwalira essaawa nnamba bwe zitaba 2 kisinziira ku lugendo lwagendako mwana wattu okubanga atudde mu jaamu abasinga bajja kwebakiramu naye nga jaamu mungi nnyo.